Carrollton, Georgia. This is Sports Pack.
The only place you need to go for West Georgia sports.
Interviews with all your favorite UWG athletes and so much more.
Keeping you up to date with the NFL, NBA, MLB, and everything in between. If you want it, we got it.
I mean, plain and simple, the worst decision Kalen DeBoer has ever made is taking the head coaching position at Alabama.
I wholeheartedly believe that behind Sean Payton and a second-year Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs and be the AFC West champions.
We're also giving you a platform to have your voice heard with our all-new live call-in segment.
So where else would you want to go? We've got all you need and more right here on Sports Pack. What is up, everybody? And welcome to the first Spring 2026 episode of Sports Pack. I'm your host, Richard Reed, joined today by Cadence Grieven.
Hello, hello, hello.
Jackson Schrader.
We are so back.
And making his first full-time Sports Pack debut behind the board, taking the place of the legendary John Howley. Rest in peace. We still love you. My guy, Ryan Kroger.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
How you feeling today, Ryan?
Dude, I'm feeling great. I'm excited. This could be a good time.
Man, I'm feeling great as well because, it's been a very long time. We've been away since what, Schrader? Early December?
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a long time coming. We've missed a whole lot of sports in the meantime. But still keep you up to date with all our other shows and programs on Wolf Sports Network. But there's nothing quite like having Sports Pack bring you all your sports updates, man. I've missed it. I know you guys have missed it. And we're going to get right into it after we pay the bills. Because of Westwood's Apartments, Wolf Sports Network can continue the success and experiential learning necessary for our careers. Did you know that at Westwood's Apartment, modified floor plans are available to accommodate you? Visit their website to learn more at livewestwoods.com. That is livewestwoods.com. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We're collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfUWG.com/book drive. That is thewolfUWG.com/book drive. Schrader, that's how you do it.
That was beautiful.
And Ryan, how about them Wolves?
Is Widener rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it. And it is caught for a touchdown.
We are one. Go Wolves.
Like I mentioned a second ago, we have missed a whole lot of sports all over the place, but especially right here in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia, as we have all sorts of different spring sports that have been kicking off and rolling over the past few months while we've been away. I want to start off with the hottest team we have right now, our women's basketball team. They are currently sitting at 15-8 overall with an extremely impressive 12-1 home record. And they're also coming off a big-time road ASUN conference win in Jacksonville, Florida versus the University of North Florida, who they beat this past Saturday 75-68. Ryan, you're new to the show full-time. I mean, you've been here before, but you're new to it full-time. So I want to start with you. How have you felt about our women's basketball season so far this year?
Yeah, we're hot. We're off to a hot start. I mean, last game beating our record from last year in win total. And every time I've just seen this women basketball team, they've come to play. There's not been really a time that I've gone to a game or saw the final score and been like, wow, they didn't do good at all. They have given their all in everything they've done this season. It's just impressive to watch. They hit threes. They hit two on every side of the ball. They're defensively sound. They're offensively sound. They work on their fundamentals. This team is just the team that you wanted to see come as the women basketball team for West Georgia this year.
And as usual, like last year, the women's team was showing out and showing up, and I feel like it's no different to this year, especially with how consistent we've just been across the board. I feel like these ladies really want something, and they're really driving to get to that conference to continue to play well and just really just push it and make it past. And I think you can see it throughout all of their playing styles and just the energy this team has. Like, every game is electric. All these girls are super hyped. They're excited to play. They're excited to win. And I think you can just tell across the board with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, what did we say preseason? We're looking at this team. We're trying to give our predictions. And we said, hey, this team's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Last year there were flashes.
Oh, for sure.
This year it's just the norm. And I mean, this team, it's a gritty team. They put their heads down. They grind. I mean, they can shoot the 3-ball unlike any team. I
They're
mean,
ridiculous.
it's shades of like that Zoddy Cole Fisher team we had a few
Don't
years
give
back.
me flashbacks.
But man, I mean, they can shoot the 3-ball. They work the inside well. There's ball movement. I mean, it's a great team. It's a fun team, and the Coliseum gets going.
Yeah,
when
they do.
they're in there, and I mean they win in the Coliseum 12-1, but at one point they were 12-0. So it's just a great team, great environment. Couldn't be more proud of them.
And that one home loss you just mentioned came against the number 1 team in the conference, Eastern Kentucky, in a game that I really felt if a few balls bounced the other way would have went the Wolves' way, because they're currently in a 3-way tie for second place in the conference with a record of 8-4, and Eastern Kentucky is kind of sitting above everybody else with a 12-0 record, but I still think our West Georgia Wolves can do it. They're an extremely efficient offensive team. They play great team defense. Schrader, like you just said a second ago, they're extremely exciting to watch. Our big three being Asia Donald, Jasmine Jones, and Sydney Tolbert are all shooting over 32% from three-point range, with Sydney Tolbert shooting at a staggering 41% from three.
Crazy.
Wow.
Not to mention what Grace O'Gara has done for this team as the point guard and de facto leader of this team. They're incredible. And when they're all on, especially when Jasmine Jones hits about 1 or 2 3-pointers in the first quarter,
Boom, boom.
they're a hard team to beat.
Yeah.
So when I look at the way this conference is set up now, like I said, we're in a 3-team tie for second place, sitting at 8-4. Eastern Kentucky is right there in reach, being 12-0 in conference play. A very beatable team, I really feel, after watching them last week here in the Coliseum. I think our West Georgia Wolves team is in perfect position to really make a late surge and really try to go out and win this ASUN conference. And if not win the regular season title, then definitely win the postseason title in ASUN conference tournament play. Now to pivot over to our men's team, they're currently sitting with a record of 11-13. 8-5 at home, 3-8 on the road. Things have been a little difficult. We've seen this team have a lot of ups, high highs, and low lows. Had a pretty high this past weekend with a road game on the road in Jacksonville. Well, a home game this past Saturday, versus Jacksonville University, where the guys won 87-73. Schrader. It's just been one of those seasons.
Yeah, they're a very consistently inconsistent basketball team. You know, there's kind of been some whispers of people wondering if they even run plays, which I don't know if I 100% agree, because Dave Moore's very vocal on that sideline or on that court. So I know that there's definitely plays being run, but they're just inconsistent. You know, sometimes, I mean, when they're on, they're a great basketball team. They can shoot. You know, they can rebound, they can do all that you need to do, but then you get to when they're inconsistent and the threes aren't falling, there's no ball movement. I think the biggest weakness of this team is the lack of off-ball movement, which has really been a struggle because it's just kind of a stagnant offense when the shots aren't falling. But when the shots are falling, they're great. But I would say, you know, it's a little disappointing to see at times, but they are showing flashes of what they can be.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely inconsistent. And I think going off of what you said, one of their biggest weaknesses is the turnovers. I mean, you see in the games that they've lost a lot, they're giving up 24, 25 turnovers per game, which is not going to win you basketball games. So if they can get that in check, I think they can go throughout the season and they can have a winning record. But if they keep giving as many turnovers as they do when they get those losses, it's a lost cause.
And I do want to say this, just to go back something, since we haven't been on air for so long. Losing Chaz Lulis has been major for this men's basketball team. If you didn't know, Chaz Lulis was our starting point guard at the beginning of the season, transferred in from I can't quite remember where. I think he came from some school on the West Coast, a smaller school.
I don't know, but he's a dog.
Dude, he was a straight-up baller. He was getting the Coliseum going, pulling up from Maple Street once a game.
What a call that was by the PA announcer.
Man, what a great PA announcer that guy was. But Chaz Lewis was incredible. He was really a big-time spark for this team. And him paired up with Shelton Williams-Dryden, who's the best player on our team overall, top to bottom, a double-double machine in the A-Sutton Conference, and Josh Smith, who at that time was coming off the bench. It was an unstoppable big three. It was almost like, this is a crazy exaggeration, but it was kind of like watching those Thunder teams from the early 2010s, you know?
Dude, what a pull. Harden off the bench.
Dude, Harden off the bench was Josh Smith. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this team was incredible. And then when Chaz Lulis went down, he's still in a sling right now, so I think he might be out for the season. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think he messed up. He had a labrum problem when he came in. He always kind of had a shoulder thing, but I think he either worsened it or re-injured. I don't know what happened.
Right, so losing him with this team, it was a massive blow to this squad, a squad that I really think could have competed for one of the top spots in the A-Sun Conference. Now, we're running out of time here, but I do have to mention our women's softball team just got back started this past weekend with the UWG Invitational, where a lot of big schools were present. You had Drexel, you had Austin Peay, you had Georgia State, and our girls started off a little rocky. They were very competitive in a lot of games, went 2-4 on the weekend, and lost their last game of the weekend 11-7 against Austin Peay. The bats were getting hot, but we just couldn't get that many outs. Not as many outs as we needed, at least. Kind of summed up a baseball game in a nutshell. But I got to keep moving. And then we also had a big-time track and field event this past weekend. A few people broke a few records throughout. As they do, I feel like every single time they go out there onto the field, Trader.
Yeah, I mean, the track team in the last few years has really progressed. I mean, when I got here my freshman year, we didn't have a men's track team, and then they brought one in. The women's track team has gotten a whole lot more competitive because there's been just a lot more put into the program. And I forgot her name, but we had a girl go shatter the mile record. I think it was 5:19 before, and then she ran like 5:07.
Yeah, she ran a 5:0. Wait, hold on, let me find it.
I believe it was a 5:07. And if you know anything,
yeah, she ran a 5:07.
If you know anything about track and field, a 5:07 mile for a woman is
That's incredible.
Insanely fast. Like that's near the top of what they can do. So that's an outstanding record to be broken, and it does seem like there are records broken meet in, meet out.
Bear with me here. I'm about to butcher her name here, but the one that shattered her record was Rietta Danhoff. If I mispronounced your name, I'm so sorry. Join the show and tell me how to pronounce it correctly. But it's been a great start to the UWG spring athletic season. Like we said, women's basketball team is on fire. The men's team's continuing to battle. The softball team has been great up to this point. Like I said, a little rocky weekend, but every game was extremely competitive. Men's and women's track and field have both been incredible. And this upcoming weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, kind of looking for a last-minute thing to do with your boo, show up to the City of Dreams to watch our baseball team, who will be taking the mound for the first time this year. It's going to be incredible, and we have a very special treat from the baseball team coming at you this upcoming Friday on Wolf Sports Network. So make sure you're tapped in with our social media and our YouTube accounts, because it is going to be monumental. Now, have you ever wanted to support your favorite station while eating Waffle House hash browns?
Yes.
Because I know I have. Wolf Sports Network will be hosting a Spirit Night on February 24th from 2 to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. Yes, the Maple Street, right up here by the Papa John's, by the BBW gas station. Wolf Sports Network will be in the house from 2 to 9 on February 24th. Come join us before or after the softball game against Jacksonville State for an all-star, so we can all be all-stars together. Wolf Sports Network Spirit Night from 2 to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th, Waffle House on Maple Street. Be there or hear about it.
The Playbook is your home for West Georgia sports this spring. From University Stadium,
And we saw a very well put together offense that was trailing and going into the half, and then comes out in the third quarter and puts themselves up.
to the Coliseum,
We're finishing well at the rim, being aggressive, being physical. A lot of guys are touching the rock. It's been a great start for the Wolves.
and Cole Field.
I hope West Georgia wins. I'm going to be rooting for West Georgia tomorrow.
The Playbook, live every Monday from 9 to 10 p.m.
Tune in to Wolf Sports Network throughout the week to hear the very best in UWG sports coverage. Catch live shows, score updates, and breaking news all week long. But sometimes seeing really is believing. And now you can watch your favorite Wolf Sports Network shows live on YouTube. Follow at Wolf Sports Network on YouTube as we bring you into the studio with your favorite shows and personalities. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
What's up? This is Parker Andell, and I'm the newest voice of Sports Out of Pocket. Step into Lucky Season 7, where the odds are in our favor. Crazy insights, hidden stories, and conversations that will pay off every single time. With a fresh season and a fresh voice, Lucky Sevens is here. Tune in to Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
It's a new semester here at West Georgia, and that means a brand new season of Sports Out of Pocket.
I love Jameis Winston to death, but look at the guy. Like, come on, that's not the veteran quarterback that I want to be. He's a locker room guy.
They got Jonathan Taylor back there. It's like having Saquon, just a little bit worse, but it's like having Saquon.
Tune in to Season 7 of Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
In the NFL, only one thing matters: chasing a dynasty. Now, we could not have our first episode back on Sports Pack and not talk about the biggest sporting event in this country that just transpired last night. Super Bowl 60, a rematch of the ages between the Sam Darnold-led Seattle Seahawks and Drake May's New England Patriots. The game was about as one-sided as it could have been, with the Seattle Seahawks winning 29-13 and getting revenge for all the heartbroken former and current Seahawks fans that have been licking their wounds from their last Super Bowl appearance. And I shouldn't say the game was really one-sided, because it was really a defensive battle up until the fourth quarter. Seattle was only up 9-0 going into the fourth. It was still anybody's game. It was just a defensive showdown, an outright battle. Mike Vrabel's Patriots defense was executing at very high levels, and Mike McDonald's Seattle Seahawks defense was executing at very high levels as well. Welcome in Keyshawn Ward to his first Sports Pack of the semester.
Glad to be here, bro. It's about time.
Excited to have you back. So I want to start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from this game that ended up leading to the Seattle Seahawks walking away with this 29-13 victory?
I mean, like you said, it was that Seahawks defense. I mean, they were dominant the entire postseason. They forced 19 pressures on Drake May, 14 of those being from Will Kemp himself, and 6 sacks in the Super Bowl alone. So, I mean, that defense, they came in and played part. They put pressure on that second-year quarterback, Drake May. I mean, he needed that, honestly. He needed to go in and kind of get a real feel for the defense, because this was his toughest competition all year. So, I mean, the Seahawks defense, not only in this game, but just in postseason in general, right? They had 0 turnovers in the postseason, and the defense had 9 sacks to go along with 7 other turnovers as well. So, I mean, that Mike McDaniel's defense really stepped up, played hard. That was really the focal point of that Super Bowl from the Seahawks standpoint, aside from Kenneth Walker himself. So, I mean, honestly, it was just Seahawks defense.
Yeah, I think you look at the Seahawks defense, and obviously that was the factor. Right. I mean, the performance that they had, I think they had, it was like 2 quarters where New England didn't get a first down. I think they had like 1 first down in the first quarter and then didn't have another till the fourth. It was something wild like that. But what I look at that I think is a big factor that is kind of going under the radar is Sam Darnold doing enough. Sam Darnold in the postseason has kind of been a joke that he sees ghosts. He throws a lot of picks. And if you look at his draft report coming into the NFL, it says throws a lot of picks but recovers well. Turns the ball over but recovers well. And this one, he didn't have a turnover. He was able to just do enough. They trusted the defense. I think everybody kind of knew that the defense, whoever's defense stepped up, was the defense that was going to win. The team that was going to win.
The offense just had to be opportunistic.
Exactly, and that's what it was, right? Kenneth Walker was working. Jason Myers snubbed, should have been the MVP. 17 of those 29 points.
Yeah, he was incredible.
But Sam Darnold just doing enough is really important, because he's been cast out of every franchise. And this is the first one that really wanted him. And he won a Super Bowl in his first year. And he just did enough. And sometimes just doing enough is all you need to do.
Not to mention, he had 0 turnovers in the playoffs this season.
Yep.
No
Exactly.
interceptions or anything like that. So,
could you imagine being a member of the Minnesota Vikings front office right now? Could you imagine? So, Ryan, when you're looking at this game, we've talked a lot about the Seattle Seahawks, deservingly so. We have to talk about the winners first here. When you look at the New England Patriots, they put together a great season. They went 14-3 after only winning 4 games last year. Drake May is in his second year as their starting quarterback, and Mike Vrabel, who we've seen have a lot of success in Tennessee as the head coach for the Titans, as well as being a player for the New England Patriots, is in his first year as their head coach. So moving forward for this Patriots team, what changes do you think they need to make in order to get back to this moment and change the outcome?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that everybody saw was that offensive line from the Patriots last night. I mean, Drake May was under pressure the whole night. Yeah. I mean, he would every time he tried to get a pass off, you'd either get hit in the arm or he'd be on his back. So that's definitely one thing that the Patriots need to do if they want to get back to the Super Bowl and, unlike last night, win it. And I think Mike Vrabel is doing a great job with what he had, but I believe if they can change that offensive line, they're going to be really successible next year.
Fixing the offensive line is mandatory.
Yes.
Obviously, your quarterback was sacked 6 times, 43 yards in the Super Bowl. That's unacceptable. Had a QBR of 16.3. He had an awful game. Probably one of the worst games of Drake May's career. But he still ended up throwing for 295 yards.
He broke the record for passing yards in a quarter.
Exactly. Drake May is an extremely talented quarterback. When he has time in the pocket, is super accurate, and he's a very underrated athlete as well. Fixing the O-line is mandatory. But I think the Patriots need to make a splash this offseason.
Yep.
They need to go out and get a wide receiver that can go out there and win because they have solid complementary pieces. Matt Collins was their leading receiver for the Super Bowl with 4 catches for 78 yards and a 35-yard touchdown. You have Demario Douglas. You have Stephon Diggs. You have Hunter Henry. You have Keyshawn Boutte. They have guys that can win, but those guys aren't wide receiver ones.
You need a one.
You need a one. And when I'm looking around the NFL, I see 2 wide receiver ones, very high caliber, tier 1 receivers that are unhappy where they currently are. One being A.J. Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles. There's been a lot of turmoil on that roster throughout this entire season. He could be on the move. But the one I like the most if I'm the New England Patriots is Justin Jefferson. He's been very unhappy in Minnesota, has expressed his frustrations throughout this season. They moved away from Sam Darnold, who went 14-3 with them last year, for J.J. McCarthy. And to this point, it has been a failure. J.J. McCarthy has not been able to produce, has not been able to get Justin Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in all of football, the ball consistently, and he's frustrated. That was a playoff caliber Vikings team that wasn't even in the hunt midway through the season because deficiencies at the quarterback position. And I don't think Justin Jefferson is willing to take a step back in what is currently the prime of his career and wait on this team to come around and rebuild. I think he's going to demand a trade this offseason. And if I'm the New England Patriots, I'm jumping all over it.
Yeah, because I think the biggest mistake that the Patriots could make is try to change too much.
Yeah.
You know, you go out there, but you got to remember, I mean, they were not good last year. And now they were in the Super Bowl. So, honestly, the worst thing they can do is do too much, but give Drake May a true number 1 target. Like Matt Collins, he's great. I don't think he should be your leading receiver in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Stephon Diggs is solid. Still don't really think he should be your wide receiver 1.
Especially not at his age.
Exactly. Yeah. You need to go get a guy like Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown. Make a splash. Because, I mean, you get Justin Jefferson, that means if Drake May has pressure, he can just yuck that ball up there.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows it's probably getting caught. And that's the kind of thing, I mean, that's what made Kirk Cousins so great in Minnesota, right? He just chuck it up to Justin. He down there somewhere. And so if you can do that, I mean, that's going to make this team, that's going to give them the only extra step that they really need to win a Super Bowl again.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, like he was saying, Justin Jefferson, you plug him in, I mean, he's going to get the bulk of the receptions anyway. That's something a receiver one wants, either him or, like you said, A.J. Brown.
Right.
You know, plug in a wide receiver one, feed them the ball as much as possible. Like you said, when he's under pressure, throw it up, you got a guy. Mm-hmm. And then you make that move in the offseason, and then come draft time, you get you a guard or a tackle to play on the opposite side of Will Campbell. I mean, you're looking at another appearance come next year if you keep everything intact.
Yeah, because Will Campbell struggled, but he's only going to get better.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's young.
He's a rookie.
He's young.
Yeah.
It's his first year in the NFL. He's had some high highs throughout this season. He just went up against an unstoppable force, being that Seattle Seahawks Mike McDonald-led defense.
In the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
The biggest moment of his carear.
Exactly.
Like you said, he can only get better from here. Hopefully, look.
Lord willing.
Knock on wood. Let's not jinx him here. We don't need Will Campbell and all the rest of them Bayou Tigers coming after us. But he can only get better. And just to add on to that point a little bit, we mentioned A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown makes sense as well and might be a cheaper option than Justin Jefferson because he already has that relationship with Mike Vrabel. Vrabel was his head coach when they were in Tennessee, had a lot of success. Him, Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill reunite A.J. Brown and Mike Vrabel, a coach that can handle his attitude issues that he's shown to have in his time with the Eagles, and try to go out there and win another ring. It's possible, Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think when you think of A.J. Brown and you think of Justin Jefferson, you think of the two guys that should be in the Super Bowl and should be playing on the highest stage. And going back to our recent discussion about what the Patriots need to do, I think that's something that the Patriots need to do because these guys should be on the biggest stage showing what they can do at the Super Bowl.
Now, speaking of the biggest stage, the Olympics is also going on right now. The 2026 Winter Olympics has hit its stride and it has been extremely exciting. If you haven't been paying attention, go ahead and get you a Peacock subscription. It's pretty cheap for like your first 2 months. Go on NBC, however you need to watch it. Find a way to watch it because Team USA in a lot of these different sports is really starting to heat up. Starting with our women's ice hockey team, who has started off 3-0 in Olympic play and are coming off a 5-0 win over Switzerland. Schrader, they have outscored their first 3 opponents 15 15-1. What is going on with this women's hockey team?
Man, I wonder who told you that stat. I mean, this women's team, so like going into the Olympics, I'm really hyped for the men's hockey tournament. Obviously, we had the Four Nations, which is almost like a sneak peek. It's going to be great playoff hockey-like atmosphere. But while I was waiting, I realized, you know what? There's women's hockey on. I'm patriotic enough. Let's watch it. And I've just seen one of the best hockey teams I've ever seen. I mean, they play faster, more physical. They're sharpshooters. I mean, they're slapping it in from the blue line constantly, and it's great. I mean, this team is playing outstanding. You outscore opponents 15-1. You're a pretty darn good hockey team. But to go on to other sports, I mean, I've heard that our mixed curling team today had an outstanding comeback. I don't know how that works. I don't know how it happens, but we beat Italy, so.
Yep, just beat Italy, and now tomorrow they will play in the gold medal game at 12:05 p.m. I'm not really sure how curling works either.
Bring out the brooms.
But bring out the brooms because we're going for gold. This will be Team USA's third gold medal overall. And let me pull up the gold medal counter here. I had it up in my tab closed.
Italy's got 1, Japan's got 2, Norway's got 3.
And Switzerland has 3 as well. They're tied for number 1.
So if we win tomorrow, that'll tie us for number 1, correct?
Win. Yep. When we win.
We're on the way. When we win tomorrow.
When we win.
When we win tomorrow.
When we win.
But like you were saying, the Winter Olympics is on full display. We have a whole lot of teams competing at very high levels. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on NBC at 12:05 to cheer on our mixed curling team who is currently going for gold. But the NBA is also going on right now as well, and the Eastern Conference is on fire. We have a big time game tonight at 7 p.m. with the 38-13, Detroit Pistons going on the road to take on the red hot 25-28, Charlotte Hornets. I haven't do this in a while. You know, I'm knocking off the rust still, but you know what? We're doing it. And I know I said the Charlotte Hornets are red hot, then I displayed to you an under 500 record, but they are the winners of 9 games in a row. They are by far the hottest team in basketball. And it's not like they've just been beating on scrubs. They haven't just played the Hawks 7 games in a row. They've been beating good teams. They beat the Hawks the other day, 126-119. They beat the Houston Rockets on the road in Houston. They beat Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs a couple weeks ago as well. This is a team that has been going in and beating some of the best teams in the NBA in impressive fashion. So, Ryan, I want to start with you. When you look at tonight's matchup, the Red Hot Hornets at home against what has been the best team in the Eastern Conference all season, do you think they can stretch it to 10 games in a row, or do Cade Cunningham and the Pistons humble them tonight?
Honestly, I think they can. I believe they can. I know that Charlotte only has about a 37% chance of winning this game, according to ESPN, but they have the momentum. Going into a 9 straight winning streak, that's momentum if I've ever heard of it, because they're playing on all cylinders. Their teamwork is going off the charts right now. They're playing fundamental basketball. So I think that personally they can make this 10, and I don't think it's honestly going to be close. I think they're going to go in and they're going to shock it tonight.
I don't know about it not being a close game, but I can see them winning it.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game, but like you were alluding to, the momentum, they're playing it at home as well. So I mean, when you have LaMelo Ball, who can space the floor out. You have Con Kanupu and Brandon Miller, who can score score from the wing at will. I mean, that offensive standpoint is looking great. I mean, all you have to do, you have to limit Cade. He's their superstar. He's going to be the one. He's the main ball handler. So I mean, if you could lock down them and you could limit Jalen Durant inside the paint, I think they got a chance to win it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game, and first of all, there's nothing else to do in Charlotte. I know that place is going to be rocking. I mean, but this
as long as they
team,
got that announcer back there, it's going to be rocking.
Dude,
he's crazy.
Yeah, it's just so fun to watch. Everything about like just the overall feel, the culture of that team is just fun. Right, they're a young team. They're playing better ball than anyone has expected them to. And when you have a crowd behind you, and you got the number 1 team in the East coming into town, they're gonna give them the best ball that they got. And I think that they're gonna win. And I think they're gonna do it convincingly. I sit with Ryan on this one.
Convincingly is bold. I like this Charlotte Hornets team. The way they've been doing it has been extremely impressive. But this is still a game of averages. They've won 9 straight. I think they're due to slip up at some point, and I think it's going to be tonight. The Hornets have been incredible. The way they've been doing it, it's just been outright team wins. In their game a few days ago versus the Atlanta Hawks, I think it was on Saturday, they had 6 players score double-digit points. They've been doing it as a team. Lonzo Ball's been extremely efficient. Colin Kneppel's really stepped up to the plate and lived up to where he was drafted at, and he's really been a big X factor for this team. Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, the list goes on. They have a lot of dogs on this roster, but y'all, they're playing up against Cade Cunningham. He's averaging 25 points and 9 assists a game. Jalen Duren has emerged, 17 points and 10 rebounds a game. This Pistons team has been incredible, and they've been incredible all season. It's hard for me to see the Charlotte Hornets of all teams, even if it is a home game, taking down this red-hot Pistons team.
You're underestimating the power of friendship, my boy.
I just honestly, I think the Hornets are going to have a plan for Cunningham because he's their guy. And I think if they can execute their plan, once again I go back to my other statement, it's gonna be a convincing win.
I like this new guy.
I like this guy. He's cool, and I'm gonna throw the new guy one here real quick because Ryan, you're from Cleveland, correct?
I am from Cleveland.
And recently, the Cleveland Cavaliers went out and traded for who just might be their new guy, James Harden. Is now a Cleveland Cavalier. They sent off Darius Garland to the LA Clippers to acquire James Harden to pair him up with Donovan Mitchell. They're currently sitting at third in the Eastern Conference and then second in the Central Division right behind the red-hot Detroit Pistons. Do you think the addition of James Harden is going to help get the Cleveland Cavaliers over the hump?
I honestly do. I think he was the guy that we needed. I know everybody's saying in the offseason, I think maybe LeBron James comes back to Cleveland, but I think he is because Darius Garland, speaking of guy, he's really good, but when he's on the court, he's been injured the whole season. He just hasn't been able to produce what we've wanted him to do. So we go out and get the veteran James Harden. And I don't think James Harden's just going to lift them over the hump. I think he's going to also teach these younger players how to play ball in the NBA. So I think that, he's definitely the guy that we need to get.
He's definitely good at talking. He can make it sound decent.
I feel like I've heard people in Brooklyn say something like this. People in LA say something like this. Houston say something like this. I love James Harden. I think he's a great player, but I don't think he's a winner.
Exactly.
He hasn't proven himself as a winner. He hasn't really won much. He doesn't have much postseason success. It seems like everywhere he goes, it just doesn't work. And I don't know why that would be different in Cleveland. And I just don't see. I see it's a fun move. It's a move that gets the deadline going. But I just don't know if he's really what y'all needed. I don't know if he's that piece that's gonna just work. Because the James Harden I knew, I don't know how much he's changed in recent years, but he don't play defense well, right? He's an offensive guy, and he walks into a franchise and he thinks he's that guy. When you walk into a locker room with that mentality halfway through the season, it can do a lot more harm than it does good. So I'm really interested to see how the locker room meshes with a guy like Harden. But truthfully, I just don't think he's shown enough as a winner to get him over that hump.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Because like you said, he's been on all of these different teams, and none of those teams have made it. He's played with more star power than he has currently with Cleveland, and he hasn't done anything with it. He doesn't have any postseason success. Like you say, he doesn't play defense, and he's getting up there in age, so his numbers are a little bit down from what they were maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, I don't think this is the same James Harden that we all knew or at least are expecting to show up. So, I don't think that they get over that hump. He makes them a little bit better, but are they championship contenders? I don't think so. I don't think he alone makes them championship contenders.
I'm really in the middle ground on this move because I would have liked for them to stick with Darius Garland, a guy that's averaging 18 points a game this season. Last season, when, like you said, he was healthier, he was averaging about 20 points a game and 6 assists. He's a very young player. You can grow with a guy like Darius Garland. Bringing in James Harden, we know what he is. He's still a baller. He's averaging 23 points and 9 assists right now, has been balling out with the Clippers. They just haven't been winning, and he really hasn't won throughout his career. He's made some deep playoff runs, like you said, Schrader, hasn't been able to get over the hump. So when you look at this young, very talented, aggressive, hungry Cleveland Cavaliers team, is James Harden really that guy that you bring into the locker room and he helps get them over the hump? I don't really see that. I don't really see him being the answer. I know what he can bring to a team. He's turned into a really good point guard with his age. Like I said, he's averaging 9 assists a game, still 23 points, shooting very efficiently from 3 still to this point in his career. But it's just, it's just really hard to say if James Harden is the answer, especially when you have a very young guard in Darius Garland that's extremely close friends with Donovan Mitchell. They have great team chemistry, him and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. I'm just not sure if moving on and grabbing James Harden was the right answer, Ryan.
I just really believe that in Cleveland, I think they're sick and tired of waiting for a championship. I mean, they won the one in 2016, obviously, but I think they want another championship now. I think they weren't wanting to wait for Darius Garland to have a healthy season. I think they want a championship now.
But is James Harden the kind of player that you can just bring into your organization and say, yeah, he's going to give us a championship?
I think he's got the veteran aspect, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, he's a veteran, but you
go get a veteran winner.
Yeah, he's a veteran, but it's not like you're going out and grabbing Steph Curry. James Harden has never won. So if you're an impatient franchise and you're like, I need one guy that's going to bring us and get us over the hump, I don't see that being James Harden.
Go get like Klay Thompson. I don't know if he's still balling, but he's got championship experience.
He's not balling. Not that one. Kevin Durant, though, a guy like Kevin Durant maybe. A guy like Giannis. You can say, I'm going to bring him in. Giannis could get us over the hump. Steph Curry, even in his age, could get us over the hump. But James Harden, a guy that's been extremely talented throughout his career, has had some very high highs, but also some low lows coming up short consistently. I'm not sure if he was the answer, but only time will tell. Now, rounding out this conversation with an Eastern Conference matchup, well, not an Eastern Conference matchup, but a game with a hometown Eastern Conference team, our 26-28 Atlanta Hawks are going on the road to take on Anthony Edwards and the 32-22 Minnesota Timberwolves. This matchup does not look good on paper, but I will say this. The Atlanta Hawks are 16-13 on the road, so that gives them some kind of edge here. Jalen Johnson is currently day-to-day. I'm not sure if he's going to be available for this game. He's been downgraded to out.
Him and Dyson Daniels are both out.
Let me go ahead and refresh my tab there.
Game's getting even worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he was day-to-day when I first pulled this tab up, and he's been downgraded to out. He's our leader in pretty much every major stat category. 23 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. No Jalen Johnson, no Dyson Daniels. Keyshawn, do you give our Hawks a chance tonight?
It's kind of tough when you mention that we're playing without Jalen Johnson, no Dyson Daniels. I mean, even Okuminga, I think he would have helped us a lot, even if he was able to play. But, I mean, Anthony Edwards, now he's coming to town. We're going to have to find somebody to step up and, fill Jalen Johnson's place because he was probably their matchup. I mean, I think this Timberwolves team just has too much star power for us at this moment. I mean, you think of Anthony Edwards, you have Julius Randle, and now you have Rudy Gobert in the paint. He's still down there banging hard. Pause. But
y'all are on one today.
Y'all
are on one today.
No, but yeah, I don't. With this many guys, these key factors being out there, I don't really think. I hope we stand a chance, but I mean, like you said, on paper, it's not looking good for us.
Schrader, you're not a fan, but do you give us a chance?
No.
Ryan, any optimism?
No.
I don't have much to give either. Keyshawn pretty much said anything I could have said. We got some guys on this roster that could step up. Maybe we see a big game from Zachary, Emeka Okongwu, maybe Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
He's solid role.
Corey Crisper had a good game recently. I mean, I really don't know. We really don't know a lot about this Hawks team. Jalen Johnson fills up a stat sheet, but there really aren't that many wins coming from it. They made some big moves recently, traded for a few guys, moved a few pieces around with the Trae Young move and a few other moves that have happened over the past few weeks. So what this time's going to tell, but I don't think it's going to tell very much with this game because we're going into Minnesota, one of the hottest teams, a bona fide contender for the NBA Finals from the Western Conference, and we're going in shorthanded. I don't give our guys much of a chance here. I hate to be a pessimist. I'm very optimistic when it comes to our hometown teams, but I'm not very confident.
Extremely.
But I'm not very confident going into tonight's game. Save your gas and ride the shuttles. Hop on the dining shuttle at East Commons to West Commons from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on weekends. The community shuttle at the UCC is there for you as well. Thursdays and Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. Get to Kroger, Walmart, or Adamson Square. The Safe Ride Shuttle is also your ride home Thursday through Saturday from 10:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. using the red route to the square. So if you plan on going out drinking with your friends, be sure to ride the Safety Shuttle if you do not have a bona fide DD. Like I said, they'll pick you up right in front of the Greek Village Thursdays through Saturdays from 10:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. And if you are going out, make sure you drink responsibly. And remember that binge drinking is consuming 5 or more drinks on one occasion for males and 4 or more drinks for females. However, some college students drink at least twice that amount. And that is why Dream City Brewing Company has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign to remind all of our wolves to stay safe when drinking, to never drink under the age of 21, and to always have a designated driver. And you know what? Throw in some good food while you're at it. Now we're going to take a quick ad break, but when we return, we're going to dive into what has been a crazy college basketball season.
Get ready to hit the jackpot. Sports Out of Pocket is back for Season 7. The Lucky Seven's final season with me, Jackson Voles. From wild debates to the boldest takes in the game, Jackson is going all in for his final run. 7 seasons, 1 final spin. Don't miss it. Catch Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
April 9th, 2026. Wolfstock, the event of the year. Bring your friends and family out for fun games, prizes, and most importantly, good music from local artists. But why trust me? Because my name is Bliss, and I'll be performing at Wolfstock 2026, and I hope to see you there. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Cross them up, cross them up. Live from Carrollton, Georgia, the city of dreams. We got you covered with the men's and women's basketball teams. Shooting a 3, make it with ease, crossing you up, now you on a meme. And then they popped out and did it again like Baby Keem. Tune in 1 hour before tip-off of select home games this season for the West Georgia Wolves basketball teams. For the full list of live coverage, visit wolfsportsnetwork.com. Wolf Sports Network from inside the Coliseum.
WSN, Wolf Sports Network, will have you covered this West Georgia basketball season with Inside the Coliseum, our 30-minute pregame show that will start 1 hour before select home games.
But we saw his ability to make those tough shots. He is a shooter, and he was second in scoring behind Shelton Williams-Dryden.
I think we just need to get everybody the ball as much as possible. I think we need to throw the rock around.
Join us as we cover both the men's and women's basketball seasons from inside the Coliseum.
UWG softball plays Jacksonville State on Tuesday, February 24th, the same day as our Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio Spirit Night, live from the Waffle House on Maple Street.
Yeah.
From 2 to 9 p.m., you can catch us at the Maple Street Waffle House, where you will have a chance to support our coverage of UWG athletics and beyond. Your scattered, smothered order will cover our needs and bring you the best sports coverage available.
I want a waffle.
Me too. So come join us Tuesday, February 24th from 2 to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. That is Tuesday, February 24th from 2 to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. Now, like I mentioned a second ago, it has been a wild college basketball season so far. The Arizona Wildcats are currently sitting at 23-0, and in the newest AP poll rankings are still the #1 team in the country. But there's been some movement in these rankings as well after what was a very wild weekend where we saw the North Carolina Tar Heels, who were then ranked as the 14th team in the nation, win in dramatic fashion against their arch rivals, the Duke Blue Devils, to move up 3 spots into the 11th ranked team in the nation after their 71-68 win against Duke. Schrader, I want to start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from this team, from this game?
Rivalries are beautiful, dude. Like, I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but if Duke and UNC are playing in Chapel Hill, it's a ranked matchup, I'm watching that game. And it was outstanding. I mean, what? UNC had the lead for 0.4 seconds of that game? I mean, that's just beautiful. I love games like that where the first lead is to win it, you know? And hitting that 3, watching that place just erupt, it shows why college basketball is such a great sport, especially as we get a little closer to March and the games just mean a little more.
You can smell it.
Get games like this, it's great.
Yeah, and credit to Caleb Wilson in that game. So, I mean, at halftime, I think the score was 40-29, Duke's way. Caleb Wilson came in and scored 17 of his 23 in that second half. So, I mean, big outing from him. I mean, he's their guy. Him, Seth Trimble, what is his name? Vassir. I might be saying that wrong. Vassir, something like that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you need to go find out.
And I don't. That's why I'm saying
you need to go find out. But, yeah, Henry Vassar, I believe that's his name. I mean, those 3 have been playing awesome. Caleb Williams looking like a projected top 3 pick.
Caleb Williams looks incredible.
Man, he's been dominating. Him, Cameron Boozer.
Caleb Wilson, my bad. I said Williams.
Oh, but I didn't name drop anybody, but that guy's in Chicago.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson.
Yeah.
Cameron Boozer. Them 2 has been going at it the whole game. So I love the competition between those 2. I love that UNC came back and hit that clutch 3-pointer in the corner to secure that win for them guys. So
it was incredible.
I love it.
The environment was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Schrader. I mean, I'm starting to get a little whiff of March Madness here. I mean, if
that's
you're
almost
North Carolina, I think this motivates you going into March Madness to win it all. I'm not saying they're going to, but I think this is the win that they needed to really make a statement in their program. And yeah, especially Seth Trimble making that three-pointer with 0.4 seconds to go in the game. I'm starting to get a little whiff of March Madness, Schrader.
It's coming, baby.
Oh, yeah, we're getting close, and this is not the last time we're going to see these two teams square off. I would not be surprised if it goes the other way. I also wouldn't be surprised if we see them play one more time before the end of the season, like I said. And then also in the ACC Conference Tournament as well, because those are really the two best teams in that conference. And it's going to be incredible watching them square off two more times throughout the remainder of the season. But the Big Ten Conference has been incredible as well. And there was a marquee matchup this past Saturday. Two top 10 teams, at that point, the 5th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini went on the road to take on Big Sparty and the 10th-ranked Michigan State Spartans. And it was an incredible overtime thriller that saw the Michigan State Spartans winning 85-82 after a monster performance from Jeremy Fears, who just a few days ago was getting called out by their head coach Tom Izzo for being too immature and not knowing when to just shut up and play, pretty much. Nagging to the referees too much and just kind of getting too emotional throughout the games. Well, he showed up in this one in their biggest moments, putting up 26 points and 15 assists to help the Michigan State Spartans get a massive top 10 win against what is a very deep and talented Illinois team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, his performance was key because Illinois controlled the game for much of the first half. And then, Michigan State rallied back in the second half. And, big part of that goes to, like you said, Jeremy Fears. So, I mean, it was a close game, honestly, and Illinois had a lot of chances, I believe, that they could have won this game. I mean, I know they had two key opportunities late in the fourth quarter, and I believe in the overtime as well, where they had opportunities to knock down free throws, and they just couldn't get it done. So, I mean, honestly, Michigan State, they looked good in that second half. They outscored Illinois in fast break points with 22 to Illinois 0. So, I mean, honestly, Michigan State, whatever coach said at halftime that really get those guys going and rally them together, it really worked because they came out and dominated and secured that top 10 win to knock out number 5 Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I alluded to before, you get to this point in the season, these ranked-on-ranked conference matchups are going to be electric. They're going to be fun, and you're going to see the underdogs win a lot of them because this is when you try to say, you know what, we're coming for conference supremacy, right? Some guys got their eyes on the big tournament, but the teams that really won it, they're only looking at that conference tournament. They're taking it game by game. And when they take it game by game, you get some great ones. And you get games like this. You get games like UNC Duke, where you just see two teams that just want it. Yep. And this is what you're going to get for the rest of the season. So buckle up because it's going to be a really fun one to watch.
Now, before we move on from this game, I just want to mention this Michigan State Spartans team is the most stereotypical Tom Izzo team I have ever seen.
I love them.
They play hard, scrappy defense. They're going to get after you, create a lot of turnovers for fast break points like Keyshawn mentioned, and they're going to get into the paint because they're not a great three-point shooting team. They went 7 for 24 from 3 against Illinois this past Saturday, but they dominate with offensive rebounds. They had 48 rebounds against Illinois. Those second-chance shots are huge for this Michigan State team. And if you can out-rebound them, it's going to be very hard to beat them. Now, jumping into the Big 12, another conference that has been incredible this year. We had the 8th-ranked Houston Cougars going on the road to Mormonville to take on the 16th-ranked Mormon Cougars out of Brigham Young University.
Richard's dream matchup, dude.
And you know what? It was incredible. It was a great game. Houston ended up winning 77-66 after a 19-point performance from Kingston Flemings, who is quickly becoming one of the best freshman in all of college basketball. His mid-range shot is ridiculous, and his grasp of this Houston offense in his first year in this system has been incredible to watch.
Absolutely. He's looking like if he declares this year, which I believe he will, he's looking like a top 5 guy. I mean, coming in 6'4", I mean, nowadays that's a little undersized, but I mean, he's making it work. He's getting down there. He's scoring at all 3 levels on the court, from the behind the arc and the mid-range and inside the paint. So I mean, he's really getting a job done. I mean, and you come in and playing against a top guy like AJ DeBanster. I mean, you secure a win over them, and they've been playing very high as of recently. Right. This kind of strengthens their resume going into March once the tournament starts coming. So I mean, if he keeps playing the way he's been playing and producing, facilitating the court, it's looking good for Houston Cougars.
Yeah, I think he scored 11 of his 19 points in the second half. So he's definitely got that clutch factor to him that when his team needs him for the most, he's going to go out there and he's going to go get it. Right. If it wasn't for him, I think this team, it wouldn't be where the score was at today. So I think he's just got that clutch factor for him in the second half, and he's just got it.
Oh, yeah.
Kingston Flemings is the difference for this Houston Cougars team. And now, this is the Houston Cougars team that has a lot of returning production from last year's national championship runner-up team. But what he brings offensively really sets him apart. Milos Uzan is still on this team, their starting point guard from last year. He still starts for this team. But Kingston Flemings has kind of made Uzan a secondary option with how efficient he is able to score. Then you add on with him and the rest of the roster, they are outright incredible. Going out and beat a BYU team after A.J. DeBonta drops 28 points, there aren't many teams in the country doing that. Because A.J. DeBonta is one of the best players in the country, pretty much a top 3 draft pick locked for this upcoming NBA draft. And to have him explode like that but shut down the rest of BYU's team and win by 11 points is extremely impressive. I'm loving this Houston Cougars team. A team that I would have ranked as the best team in the Big 12 if it weren't for the 23-0, number 1 ranked Arizona Wildcats, who have their toughest test of the season yet coming up tonight at 9 p.m. on the road against the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, before we wrap the show up, I want to make our game picks. SportsPack and Wolf Sports Network are not liable for any financial losses that may occur due to using our picks outside of the show. These are just our opinions. Don't blame us. Blame the players. Had to remind you of our policy just before we made our picks. Do not blame us if we're wrong. Blame the players because we had nothing to do with it.
Amen.
Now, Schrader, I want to start with you. Top 10 matchup in the Big 12. As I just said, the number 1 team in the country, the undefeated Arizona Wildcats, going on the road to take on the 9th-ranked 18-5 Kansas Jayhawks. Who you got?
You know how I feel about the Kansas Jayhawks. I pick them in every bracket I do. I like Kansas. They're one of my favorite teams to watch. And I know how they play in Allen Fieldhouse. They do not lose often. If you look at Bill Self's record, it's like 860-something to 100-something. Like they're a very good team at home. Arizona's undefeated. They're a great team, but I just think Kansas is going to catch them. I think Kansas is just going to want it, maybe just a little bit more, or they might just play better. When they're at home, that crowd's unreal. They're always sold out. It's a great environment, and I think they're going to win a really close one tonight.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I mean, like you said, their home court advantage is absolutely ridiculous. They're 10-1 at home this season. They're won 9 straight at home. So I mean, if Darren Peterson, if he could stay on the court and stay healthy, they really do got a shot. But I mean, honestly, with him, he's been dealing with a little bit of load management. I know he deals with cramps and stuff, so that kind of limits his production a little bit. But if he can stay on the court throughout the entire game and not have those problems, they really do got a shot.
Yeah, because when he's healthy, you can argue Darren Peterson is the best player in the country.
Absolutely. He's a projected top number 1 overall pick. So, I mean, if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's going to go number 1.
Yeah, for sure. And there's kind of this feeling around college basketball, the underdog is going to win. Because, I mean, we just talked about the last 2 guys the underdog has won. So I'm taking Kansas in this one as well. I mean, I think
really like this guy.
I think Kansas playing at home is going to have all their star players with the fans on their back. It's going to be loud there tonight. Kansas is going to take this one.
You by yourself on all your picks today, aren't you?
You know what? It is funny because I thought I was going to be by myself the other way. My plan was to pick Kansas. I had this whole grand sales pitch plan
now
and
you
all
got
this
to
kind
play
of
devil's
stuff.
advocate.
But I'm not really playing devil's advocate
Yeah.
because I wasn't quite sure on that pick anyway. I know it's a game of averages, and Arizona State's 23-0. It's saying that they're due, going on the road to Kansas to take on Bill Self's Jayhawks with Darren Peterson, projected number 1 overall pick, probably the best overall scorer in the country. He don't pass the ball very much. He just getting downhill and scoring. He's ridiculous. Kill you on all 3 levels. But I don't think people understand how balanced this Arizona Wildcat team is. I think on any other team, Koa Pete will be projected to be a top 5 draft pick in the upcoming NBA draft, but he really doesn't have to do that much because how much balanced production this Arizona team has. They play extremely efficient defense, but they can kill you on all 3 levels from multiple different places. A lot of teams are top heavy. They'll have 2 or 3 guys that can go out and kill you, but Kansas has, let me make sure I'm getting this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys averaging over 9.5 points per game. This is a team that is balanced, and the guy right below that is averaging 8.3. So he's right there at 9 as well. This is a team that can kill you from multiple different directions on every single level. They have outplayed pretty much everybody that they have played this entire season. I think this is an incredible Arizona Wildcats team. And since all of you guys are picking Kansas, I'm going to say Arizona's going to prove to everybody tonight why they're the best team in the country. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a close one. But I got Arizona winning this one, let's say 81-75. Let's go Wildcats. Now, time flies, doesn't it? That is all.
When you're having fun.
Dude, that is all the time we have for our first ever episode of Sports Back in 2026. It's been incredible, but we got a whole lot more coming for you. We'll be back live right here on Wolf Sports Network this upcoming Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. And we'll be live every Monday and Thursday for the rest of the semester from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on Wolf Sports Network. So stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Click on your post notifications so you know when we're live, when our other great shows are live, and when we're posting videos on our YouTube channels. And also follow us on Instagram at Wolf Sports Network. That is Wolf Sports Network on Instagram, because we got a nice little promotion coming up for you, promoting something all brand new that we're going to be premiering next week on Sportsback. So stay tuned, stay locked in with us, follow us on all our platforms, and have a blessed night.